Okay, here we are again. Right, pump, gearbox and the filter suction section of it are all out of the shell, laid on its back obviously. Okay, some assumptions are this is the filter, this is the pickup for the gearbox, which is driven by the motor, which goes through this much must be the manifold plate in between the motor and the gearbox. There's a pipe here which I can only assume is the return pipe. And we've got the letdown valve here, and we've got the output port to one ram on this side, and we've got the output port to the other ram on this side. Now, as we said, my ramp crashes to the ground, and it always has done. Looking at what we've got this here underneath, which is the cushioning valve, and I have loosened this off, that's why it's this loose. Basically what we've got in here is a ball bearing in the top, and that is really loose. You can push it down really simply, it takes no pressure at all. So I'm assuming that when the cushioning, the letdown valve is triggered, it comes out of here and the cushioning valve restricts the flow, so it should drop down gently, which mine doesn't do. This is what I believe is sort of like the relief valve here. This is set to 5 hole turns in, and if you take it out, it's got quite a heavy spring in there, quite hard to compress. So that's in 5 turns. Right, now when you saw in the first video, when it was under load and it wouldn't lift anymore, it was returning to tank. I thought it was coming out the cushioning valve, but it isn't, because underneath we have two further holes in the manifold, here and here, and what was happening is actually coming out of this hole here when it was straining too much, and directly above that is the relief valve. So I'm wondering whether the relief valve needs tightening up a few more turns. You know, I'm not experienced in these things, so that's what stage we are at the moment. So we basically have, you can see the 2 holes here. There's one, this cushioning valve here, and then you've got another hole underneath here, and then you've got another hole under here, which is where it's coming out of under pressure. I'm just making the assumption, because it's directly below the relief valve, that it might be our relief valve that's not tight enough. Anyway, anything you can give me on that, then much appreciated, Trev. Okay, cheers.